So Chrisean Rock's been going viral for the past few days for allegedly, rumors going around that maybe she might have had something to do with the murder of her alleged baby daddy and ex-boyfriend Ronnie Doe. Well, apparently, a rumor now going around is this might not even be her first body. So I'm going to tell you everything in this video. Let me just refresh your memory as far as the Ronnie Doe murder, and then we're going to rewind all the way back to a few other murders. And there's multiple. There's allegedly multiple bodies, multiple murders that some people think Chrisean Rock might have had something to do with, allegedly in some people's opinion. But this is what's going around. But look at this.
Boyfriend Ronnie Doe is still very much active. More than a year after Ronnie Doe, whose real name was Chrisean, was shot in Maryland, police tell TMZ detectives are continuing to work the case, but are not releasing any new details. Before his death, Chrisean made headlines after publicly claiming he was the father of Chrisean Rock's son, Chrisean Jr. Although Chrisean has said time after time that Blueface is the child's father, even though Blueface has publicly disputed paternity. Chrisean and Chrisean were also involved in a public confrontation at a Maryland mall just weeks before Chrisean's death, where police responded after an argument between the former couple. Then in February 2025, Chrisean was fatally shot outside a home in Maryland in what investigators believe was a targeted attack. He was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds and later died at a nearby hospital. Now, more than a year later, no suspect has been publicly identified, no arrests have been announced, and police say the homicide investigation remains open. Police say the
So we're off to a bad start, all right? But apparently, okay, I'm going to tell you about a few more bodies that some people are now pointing the finger at Chrisean Rock about. This is all alleged, but this is what's going around. So, hang on, there's actually so much here that I just can't believe it. So, the first one, okay, happened allegedly on February the 9th, 2017, when May-Ann Atiliano Siasen was killed inside her home. This is the news reporting on that.
32-year-old May-Ann Adelano Saison was alive Thursday morning when her family members left for work and school from the home on the 3800 block of Perryhurst Place in Nottingham. When her relatives returned at about 5 p.m., they called police.
They were called out for a medical emergency, and when they arrived at the home, they found a woman who was on the floor inside the house. She had some sort of trauma to the upper portion of her body.
Saison was dead at the scene. Police don't know how long she was dead, but in the home with her body was a little girl.
They don't believe that the 4-year-old was a witness to the event, but the 4-year-old they do believe was in the house at the time. The 4-year-old is the daughter of the decedent.
Police say Saison is the mother of multiple children who were part of the group of relatives who discovered her body upon their return to the home. Police don't have any suspects or motives so far, but they are confident about one thing.
We don't believe that there is a random killer out there. We do believe that in one way or another, this woman was an intended victim.
Police officials say detectives are waiting for the autopsy results before finalizing what the manner of death was. We're live in Towson. George Lettuce, WBAL, TV 11 News.
So, excuse me, mind the accident there. So what's crazy about this? One, they've got the comments turned off, so that's always a bit suspicious. But basically, there's a lot of information now going around, and I informed you of this in a previous video, okay, that basically r/exposing Chrisean Rock was kind of, going crazy right now with a lot of alleged activity exposing Chrisean. And there would be a few posts about this murder that tried to connect her to it. Somebody said, has anyone looked into the case of May-Ann Atiliana Siasen? Could be a stretch, but it's a cold case in Maryland, and I read somewhere allegedly a suspect was underage and they weren't able to do anything because she was put into a mental facility. They said, and of course, when I'm trying to find that now, I can't, but here it is. Someone said, I was trying to find the woman's name on the old Reddit. Unfortunately, it was deleted, but yeah, I heard a lot of things behind it being Chrisean. So this was an article that said Siasen was killed from trauma to the upper body. Police believe the killing. They don't believe the killing was random. She'd been found by the family returning home. Back in 2017, a spokesperson for the police said, we actually need help from the public to give us any information they may have, anything they may have seen, anything they may have heard. Someone said, I remember reading on here that it was a botched burglary and she beat the woman to death. Her godfather got her into an expensive mental hospital. That's why she didn't finish high school. I don't know if any of it's true, but I do vividly remember reading that on here. Plus the man in LA, plus Ronnie. This is all alleged, of course. They're saying, yep, rumor is Shepard Pratt. They're saying that's the one good memory. This is all alleged, right? People saying I got chills when I saw that. What was the original comment? We don't know. As of 3 days ago, the crime is still unsolved. very, very bizarre, very strange. Okay. So there's another post going around on the Chrisean Rock subreddit about this incident. It says, this is where she supposedly was at after killing a woman. Now, I may be wrong about the story, but this is the place, the Shepherd Pratt Townsend campus. And I guess this is like a mental health facility, mental health service, where she apparently, this is, I'm not going to lie, this is like some Arkham Asylum shit. I didn't know that she was really on this type of stuff like this, but this is terrifying. It says they should have kept her fucking ass in there. Demon, supposedly she escaped the place and made an appearance to audition live in Blue's house, and that's how it all started. What? Brother, she needs to be stopped. I would like to know more, though, because I read somewhere in this sub, and it didn't go into much detail. It says, of course she did. Demonic little girl was always slithering out of something somehow. That's something I'm interested in because I believe that shit. She was probably like 18. I don't got to be in here. And boom. And her and Ronnie took off to LA. So I hate how they seal violent crimes for juveniles when they stay in juvenile court. You can have a murderer right beside you that did time and never know it. At 17-year-olds, you know that robbing and killing someone is wrong. Had she gone to actual prison, Ronnie would be alive and Junior wouldn't exist. Junior's crazy. Says, yeah, I heard about this too. They put her here instead of jail. Wait, I'm lost. Killing a woman? Is she charged with murder? I believe it was Ronnie, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, who went on a rant saying that Chrisean killed a woman when she was 17. Sean Malone, a lawyer, and her godfather, who is likely her real dad, got her placed into a juvenile care facility. After completion of the required attendance, her record was expunged, and I believe that it was an Asian woman, and Crack was making racist jokes, and she actually admitted it. Crack is Crack Sean Rock. She admitted it on a live, ironically, at Sean Malone's house, and didn't even realize that she told us. Shortly after this, her and Roddy went to LA, and she killed a man while they tried to rob him. I believe it was a Hispanic man. His daughters found out that she was close to their neighborhood last year and threatened her life. They promised they will get her at the right time. They even exposed that Ronnie took the fall for her. Whoa. Imagine having somebody you love so much that they take a murder charge for you because they know you could have a bright future. Then you kill that man for wanting to see his son. Chrisean was going down a good path before she met Blueface. She was physically and academically talented with a degree in kinesiology and exercise science. yeah, I don't know if that's a great degree. She could have used her form of fame to open a practice and set herself up for a lifetime of comfortable cash flow. She's not the type of celebrity that's going to be popular forever. That money already ran low. That she's homeless. She only got somewhat famous because 75% of the world watches the abuse of her son. People saying she never had that much potential. She's sick in the head, a narcissist who was masking. She wasn't on a good path, murdering and committing crimes before she got to Blue. Trash, always going to be trash. People saying, okay, let's debunk the idea she had a degree in kinesiology and exercise science and was going down a good path. That's given her way too much credit. She cannot write a simple sentence. No way in hell she had a degree, and she was blind to end up down this path, pregnant and drinking with a disabled child. But we wouldn't know if she be doing this in Baltimore with no fame if Blue Feces never introduced her to the world. The nicknames on this are sending me, I'm not going to lie. Crack Sean Rock and Blue Feces is insane. But it says, I was with you until you said physically and academically talented. She was on the track team at school. That's it. So, wow, so much about this is not exactly correct. She was not on a good path before she met Blueface. She was abusing drugs and allegedly an S-worker in high school. She didn't graduate high school and got her GED. Her grades weren't good. The community college thing was a complete farce. She completed one semester. She was never academically talented, and her track stats are laughable at best. Let's not make her out to be something she's not. Also, Sean Malone is not that girl's father. There's a YouTube video in here from ages ago showing the whole inside of the place and staff talking about it. It looks very high quality and was privated. And private, you need a lot of money to pay for a long-term stay. So we was wondering who forks out for that. Maybe Mr. Malone did. It definitely isn't no trash place. Very expensive-looking facility. Apparently they take Medicaid there. Everything was sealed off, so it was done privately. It's on her standard medical health records with primary. Then everyone would know why she actually went there. Pay privately, and no one apart from persons at SB would know. Maybe they don't even know the whole truth. Pay privately, and things can disappear and stay off records. They're saying, what's the story? She was in high school, beat a woman during a robbery. Godfather, daddy got her institutionalized and sealed records. That's the gist. Shortly after that, her and Ronnie went to LA and then killed another person, and Ronnie took the fall. This is insane. This is actually insane. So this is kind of a rehash of everything we've just heard. This isn't, I cannot believe it. So, all right, allegedly, so this is the next alleged murder. Geronimo Lugo Vasquez, age 45, a Latino male who was shot and died Wednesday, July 24th, 2019 in historic South Central, according to LA County Medical Examiner coroner's records. This is actually terrifying. So there's really not much information on this particular murder, but, okay, in a 2022 incident, Chrisean briefly apparently In a 2022 interview, Chrisean briefly talked about the incident, which apparently occurred at her student housing. So look at this. This is insane.
Going to 2019, that situation with my student housing. I don't even want to speak about that. I don't even know if I can. But basically, we had this whole situation with my school situation. Basically, nigga he went to jail. Mm-hmm. But
It's a lot. Get into it, yeah, it's good.
Fuck it, killed me last year at my student housing, bro. Because my student housing was.
She said, kill to N-word last year at my student housing. What the hell?
Get into it, yeah, it's good.
Fuck it, killed me last year at my student housing, bro. Because my student housing was a human sex trafficking apartment building. Oh. So. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to go to school. I'm trying to run track. And my student housing stopped us for real. So we drove. So we first of all we sold our car. We got money saved up, and then yeah. So we drove our other car. It's an Acura truck, and then we drove it in 2 days. Then when we got here, the first day we went to Santa Monica Pier, smoked and shit.
So in the same interview, right, later on in this interview, she actually had a slip of the tongue basically explaining how she became a model, and people saying this is more self-snitching. Look at this.
So how did you get into modeling? Like, what brands contacted you? Like, how long you been doing that
for? We still not off that story. So after I killed that nigga, I didn't kill him. My ex-boyfriend did.
What the hell? She just said after I killed that N-word. This is fucking insane.
How long you been doing that
for? We still not off that story. So after I killed that nigga, I didn't kill him. My ex-boyfriend did. He ended up. What happened? What's happening to him? I don't know. He in jail for like 4 months. Then we go to court. It's this one court case that really just ended the murder case. Boom. Because it's self-defense, bro. Mm-hmm. But they get a gun charge, and they're like, all right, you got to do half. And half was 8, and you already did 4. So they was like, yeah, you only got 4 left. So you only got 4 more months left. But they moved him they moved to Northern Cali. So I went back to Baltimore and tried to get back on my feet, moved with these rich-ass family, bro. It was the grace of God.
She needs to be in jail. She needs to be in jail forever. I'm actually terrified. I'm getting chills watching this. This is fucking insane. What do you mean? What do you mean after I killed the M-word? You are crazy. This woman needs to be stopped. This is pure demonic evil energy. It needs to. I'm actually I'm in shock. Let's watch it again on Reddit, because then we're going to see what everyone thinks.
We still not off that story. So after I killed that nigga, I didn't kill him. My ex-boyfriend did. He ended up.
Who slips up like that? This is insane. I saw it on Discord. I wanted to check because I haven't seen this clip before. What the F? Who says something like this? This is insane. So I think these are the messages with her and Ronnie back in the day. It's not really relevant right now. Or actually, does she say anything? Does he say anything about this? She wants to make money off the disabled child. It's the only way I can hold her accountable. I'm going to the courthouse in the morning. That's not relevant. There's nothing there. So I feel so bad thinking about how hard he was trying to do right by that boy, only to have this demonic wildebeest kill him. Someone related or close to the victim could have also done it. If he was moving like that, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Black guys in Baltimore have the lowest life expectancy in the country. Chrisean's father, Eugene, talks about how they got it done. It's a known fact for the locals in the area. The Malones had a hand in Ronnie's unaliving. R.I.P. Ronnie. It's the 1 year anniversary. I know his poor mum and family are feeling it today. Bro, this is insane. This is insane. That wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a slip up. When she first said she killed the N-word, that's her way of always bragging that she did that. Whenever she proceeds to tell that story, she always takes credit for the killing, but will always say, I mean, my boyfriend did it. I seen the video of Mr. Vasquez's daughter, Taz, saying Chrisean will call her phone after the murder and start laughing when Taz would answer, and Chrisean would say, ha ha, I got away with it. We already know she killed that Asian lady, May, in front of her child and only got the mental hospital sentence because she was a minor, but also declared mentally insane. And we also have the videos of Quell on YouTube confessing of being the hitman for Ronnie on the orders of Chrisean. What? This is just so insane. So somebody asked, curious if she went to the mental hospital, how did she get out? I heard once you get in, it's very hard to get out, or if you get out with issues, if you weren't actually clinically insane to begin with, because they feed you drugs not meant for your brain. Essentially, she was a minor, and the sentence was for the mental hospital till she was of legal age, which was 18. You have to remember that white man, I think his name is Sean, is a very well-known politician from the city that she comes from and always bragged about getting away with everything. There's a video from the creator, Pete is that dude, and the video of her saying some of the people, if they wrong her, should be happy that she lets them live, and told them, I told you I'm a real life princess. I also want to add that I've researched 10 eyes of people eyes, and when they change or go into a slit, that same video when she says I'm a princess, her eyes actually changed and glitched over exactly like a reptilian. I know what I'm talking about. And by the blood of Yusha, she is one. You're losing me now. Other videos where I slowed them down, she's always shape-shifting, especially the video of her when Blueface came home from prison. And they're at the arcade and Jaden said play date is over because I said so. Then Chrisean started going crazy when the security guard was holding her back. If you play really slow, you can see the reptilian demon. All right, we're not talking about reptilian demons now. Let's can you stop with the unaliving shit? This app isn't for 12-year-olds. We grown. What did she say after admitting she offed him? Did I heard she said recorded it? What the F? She said it was her ex-boyfriend that did it. How is she not locked up? That's what I want to know, because Sean has admitted to being the one who did it many times. There's other things that she's done that she should be in prison for, yet she's still walking around free and has a fan base. This screams informant. They're saying she might be a rat. People think Sean is too stupid to be an informant. She was an informant before she went to California. Blue was one of her targets, but she messed up the assignment. I'm a middle-aged white woman, and I can see it from here. I'm fairly new to the situation. I knew about her and Junior when he was first born. Someone had brought them up in the Resilient Jenkins Snark sub, so I asked the person if a page like this existed, and they pointed me right to here. I've sat with this for over a week now. Only thing I can conclude of this is she is an informant. You don't have to be smart to do that. No statute of limitations on murder. The issue is Ronnie took the bid and was declared self-defense. For some reason, double jeopardy is in effect. ATA, double jeopardy doesn't matter because Chrisean was never even tried for this. She was never tried. Double jeopardy doesn't apply. She could absolutely be charged, tried, and convicted. That's insane. That is insane. I can't believe it. So look, before his death, okay, Ronnie Doe actually talked about this July 2019 incident while he was in Los Angeles with Chrisean Rock and his friend Draco. So this is what he had to say about it back then.
Me, Chrisean, and one of my buddies from my neighborhood, we were all moving out to LA.
Were you pursuing music as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that where she gets the rock star themed music from?
I'm not really sure.
Because you said she stole your music.
Yeah, I mean, she has, but she probably stealing other people's stuff too, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so go back. So you're about to move to LA, and what happened?
So we about to move into a building downtown, and
downtown LA?
Downtown LA.
Okay.
It was between like 20th and Adams, like right up the street from the Staples Center.
Okay.
Could walk there from there. So I believe we got caught up wrong place, wrong time. I believe we were in the middle of like a brothel.
A brothel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I say that because
I feel like he's being really careful. Bear in mind, Chrisean's in other videos, right, saying that he did it and he's got to be careful, but he's beefing with her at this point. So it's like he a street dude, but then also he trying to keep it solid and not snitch on her, but at the same time not snitch on himself. And he's the one that's taking the rap for this. It's crazy.
Of all of the things that my lawyer pointed out to me, all of the things that we seen through this situation and the background of the individual who ultimately lost their life, it was a lot of signs pointing toward pimping and pandering. Like, Los Angeles is known for 304. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, people on Reddit are saying that that's what Chrisean was on back in the day, right? But so he's basically saying that the guy who they killed, allegedly, it might have been a pimp, might have had something to do with what was going on over there with the S-work trade. And I mean, I don't mean he deserved to be murdered, but it turned out allegedly it was a self-defense situation.
So I think he was trying to scare us off, break her, and put her on a blade. That's what I think.
So you think they were trying to traffic Chrisean?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what happened? Like, it was a pimp. You had a...
So this...
I feel like, look at him thinking, like, how can I say this without saying what really happened?
I don't want to be overwhelming, but I gotta be transparent.
Yeah.
This was a spiritual interaction for me. This was one of my first times seeing the devil, dealing with the devil, looking at the devil in his face.
Yeah, her face, you mean, right?
So the individual who lost their life. He came out of the building and he was like walking to his car. Chrisean's on the phone. So she like, I don't know how they attract to each other, but somehow they attract. And I'm going to get to that later. So my boy Draco, he's like, bro, where your girl at? I'm like, around the corner somewhere. Like, let's walk to the corner. I'm pretty sure we'll see her. We walk to the corner. Chrisean standing with the individual. She likes to introduce God to people's life. So she tried to save this individual. She tried to say a prayer with him, which is her way of thinking somebody's going to be saved. This individual seen that as a weakness. So we are praying in a circle, and it's me, Chrisean, Draco, and the individual.
I don't believe this whatsoever. You really... This guy's full of shit, right? You really mean to tell me Chrisean was out here trying to do Bible studies on a blade with a pimp, and then she introduced him to God and then killed him? What on earth are you talking? This is nonsense, all right? But this guy's got to be careful.
As we all start praying, it was like I started having an out-of-body experience. I start yelling. I start screaming.
Like you were speaking in tongues or something?
Yeah.
Sounds like you murdered someone. This is incriminating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow.
So Chrisean calms me down. Draco calms me down. I get myself together. We come back to our prayer circle, and now the individual who's standing directly across from me, he's doing the same thing, except the tongues won't come out. It's like he's yelling, but no words is coming out, no sound. So it's like, I took that as the demon was trying to come up out of him, but he wouldn't let it go. And I'm going to get to why. So ultimately, as things roll on, we about to go into this building and take a shower. This building is set up like a college dorm. It's a shared shower and a shared bathroom. So me and Chrisean are in one shower and my buddy Draco's in the next. The individual, he just started doing a bunch of erratic behavior, walking back and forth. When I was able to see this on surveillance when I looked at it with my lawyer, walking back and forth, pacing back and forth. So he walks to his house and gets a water bottle. There's no label on it. It's just a clear bottle. But he's chugging. So he walks in the bathroom, then he comes out. He has his shirt lifted up above his belly and he's rubbing his belly in like just a weird way. So
I'm sorry, but this just sounds like the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever seen. Let's keep listening, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, you really telling me that you was on the blade with a pimp doing Bible studies in the street, and then you went and took a shower with your girl, and then the guy came back, and he was possessed by, what the fuck are you talking about? This is cap.
So my buddy finishes showering, and he tries to get him to come to his house.
We don't get enough liquid D3. We don't get enough vitamin D.
Oh, it's this ad? She got an ad right in here talking about the murder. Okay. That's crazy.
Skin happens with the tension.
So my buddy finishes showering and he tries to get him to come to his house. My buddy says, gut told him like, no, don't go. He stopped in his tracks. When he stopped, the dude didn't like that. He choked my man's out and put the knife on his neck. He had like a little pocket knife.
So you're saying the guy pulled out a knife. Right now it's starting to sound like a self-defense scenario, but like after you're saying he was possessed by a demon and then he pulled out a knife and put a knife to your friend's neck. I don't know, I'm not buying it.
Choked him out in a good little L and put the blade on the back of his neck. So now my man's scared. So he at the point he comes up to the door, banging on me and Chrisean door now. So I'm like, what's going on? I open the door, like Holy Spirit took over me at that point because I couldn't even. So
now he's saying the Holy Spirit took over him while he catching this body. What?
I open the door, I see Draco choke with the knife into his neck. As I open the door, Geronimo lets him go. So now Draco comes into the shower with us. Chrisean in the back praying. I'm trying to tell Draco, like, bro, look.
There's no way Chrisean is praying. I'm sorry, but I've seen how this woman operates on a day-to-day. I've seen her on the phone with Neon. There's 0% chance she was praying at any point in this whole thing. This is nonsense.
I'm sorry. I know you told me that you had a weird feeling, and I told you to disregard it, but we gonna do what we got.
That's just my opinion, allegedly.
I do to get up out of here.
So he was in y'all room at this point?
No.
Or y'all was still in the shower area?
Yeah, Draco came into the shower where me and Chrisean was. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm telling him, just reassuring him, like, look, bro, we gonna be good. Just trust me. So the plan was I was gonna go first, Draco was gonna go second, Chrisean was gonna go third. I'm gonna go first because I'm like, all right, if he gonna hit somebody, hit me with the knife, cool. Ain't gonna get that deep. We downtown LA. skate to the nearest hospital, we good. So that was the plan. When I came out, I threw my clothes at him. He fighting my clothes. That bought me enough time to get to that staircase. That staircase was right next to like the showers, basically, the showers in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so scared, I'm not even running. I'm jumping down flights of steps, jumping. So I ultimately get to my car. When I get to my car, I grab something, come back in the building. I'm trying to get into the building and it's a lot of commotion going on. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So people were like, what's going on? What's going on? What's all of this noise? So I asked somebody to open the door because you have to have a key to get into the building. When I get the door open, all I see is Chrisean and Yo fighting over the knife. Like she choking him and he choking her. And they fighting over the knife. I can't make this up. It's the real truth. It's how I'm here today to speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I look up and one thing led to another. And that was that for real.
Oh, so you gave us all that information. You got a whole Bible study going on. And then one thing led to another when we're actually talking about the murder. I'm calling cap. Bullshit.
He ain't hit him.
He gone.
Okay. So pretty much you, Chrisean, and Draco pretty much saw him just take his last breath in that building.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you were arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Until they figured out everything. So what did they ended up charging you with to get 8 months?
So I was charged with murder, but in the state of California, they got justifiable and self-defense. So due to the fact that this individual behavior was so erratic, I was able to justify my harm with self-defense.
Okay.
So I was acquitted of the murder. And the DA asked me to cop to possession of a firearm, which is a misdemeanor in the state of California, and possession of a high-capacity magazine, which is a felony in the state of California. So she asked me to plead to those. 16 months with half. I was already 4 months in the door. In 4 more months, I go home. And so you can hear 8 months from 25 to life. I was happy.
Yeah, I would take.
Shit ain't adding up to me. But anyway, okay, according to our guy, all right, friend of the channel, mostly friend of the channel, you know, sometimes we're scared of the guy, but according to WAC 100, okay, and the exposers, alongside the refusal to give Ronnie a DNA test, Chrisean might well have been the actual person who pulled the trigger on Geronimo. This is what WAC's saying. I'm not saying it.
This is why Ronnie was upset. She won't give anybody a DNA test, which she has never denied sexual activity with Ronnie.
Well, do Blueface's parents ever get the child, like babysitting or anything?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, can't Blueface's parents do a DNA test with the child to see
She ain't.
But you could do that, right?
Yeah.
Like Blueface's mom.
But here's the thing, bro.
Do a DNA test with a baby to see if she's related to the baby.
Here's the thing. Like, let's screw all the games. If you're a female, you're telling me this is the father, right? It shouldn't be a problem doing a DNA test.
Right.
Right?
What's the big deal?
The only time a female is going to be hesitant with that is if it's some possibilities that it may be something else going on. Right? So I know dude had a court date on the 10th, and I believe this was the court date against him, whatever happened in the mall. Maybe a violation of his probation or whatever he's on. Mm-hmm. I've heard that he was making threats about exposing some things. He actually went to jail for a murder behind Rock.
I heard that.
But he always kind of insinuated that he wasn't the one who did the murder, right? Or whatever he was getting to. So, you know, I don't know, man. They say it was a targeted hit. Time will tell. You know, I hope there isn't any foul play on Rock's side. There's obviously some foul play because we got a man dead.
Right.
What do you mean targeted hit? I heard they was all doing Bible studies and praying in the street. Chrisean Rock's just a good old church girl, right? What are we talking about here? No, surely not. Surely not. No, they was all praying, and then this diabolical pimp came at them with a knife, right? Right. So Ralph the Wise would discuss the 3 alleged murders that Chrisean's been tied to and the allegations that she actually has informant status. So this is a little update on that.
Since Chrisean, since you out here making up content anyway, right? Can we get back to you know, the investigation for Ronnie's unaliving, or should I say Karan Kane, right? And how he was going to expose the unaliving of a said person on the West Coast, right? That you were involved in, and how his daughter is waiting for your informant status to be dropped so she can get justice for her dad. Because according to the daughter, you unalived her father. Ronnie took the blame for it. And that's something that Ronnie kept on trying to point out. He couldn't believe that you turned on him after he took a body for you. At least that's what he told WAC 100. WAC 100 knew about all of it. So why are we not getting back to that investigation? Since you don't have content anyway, let's talk about how Blueface said that you talked to him the night of his unaliving. You were on the phone with Ronnie when someone pulled up and put 10 in him. Kind of ironic, because you said that's what you would do to him. Run up on him on the car and put 10 in his car, and then it happens like that. I don't see you as that much of a prophet to where you spoke that into existence, unless you played a hand in it, which you might have, because someone was on here asking Blueface for money after the unaliving of Ronnie. Or was Blueface supposed to take the fall for that? Because Blueface stated that you talked to Ronnie. So since you don't have no content anyway, let's discuss that. Let's talk about, why do people keep ending up unalived around you? Geronimo Vasquez, you told him you was going to introduce him to God. And in that same hour, he ended up unalived after you prayed on him, for him. Right?
I just don't believe it. I just don't believe she's on the blade doing Bible studies, bro.
And then it's the Ann situation. How you ended up in Shepherd's Pratt. Or are we not allowed to talk about that? I'm just trying to figure out, how is people ending up unalived around you? You doing a lot of destiny swapping. You got a lot of exchange going on with the demonic world. Are you doing that for riches? For favors?
So this is just insane, all right? People say, I don't understand why people don't think she's capable of pulling the trigger herself. She definitely is. A coward can pull the trigger. She openly said multiple times she would do it to someone, all right? How many victims does she allegedly have? She and her whole family are sick individuals. People saying it's more than 3, maybe 4. Junior is the 5th and counting, all right? It's crazy. Anyone with a brain knows she had it done. She was trying to hide the fact Junior was Ronnie's dad, not Blue's. Okay, we get all this. This is just insane. So there might be another body, but this one might not actually be human. So in May 2024, Chrisean Rock revealed that her dog Blue Rock had died. Okay, look at this.
What happened to Blue Rock, your dog? Everybody been asking about him.
So this guy, Al, I don't even want to keep bringing up shit, but basically, when I was out on the road, he went in my house and got my dog and locked my house back up. I don't know, bro. Something happened behind closed doors. I don't even want to get into what happened.
You don't have to.
For real, because I already know
So
what happened.
basically, he was
So
stolen.
it's like, it was unfortunate what happened, but things do full circles, you know what I'm saying? So I just put things in God's hands when it's out of my control.
She puts things in God's hand, like she sent that guy to meet God.
So I could have retaliated, I could have cried. I just did what a real nigga did. Jay and Marsh handled it. That's all I got to say, and they on it.
I'm sorry, but there's more behind the story. She apparently always abused the dog. She's a liar. She ain't no John Wick, I'll tell you that much. She had something to do with that dog's death. I promise you that much. She hadn't thought up a lie for that yet. This poor baby died. He was always protecting her dumbass. He was crying when she was in a hot tub. She's going to have a bad luck for this. It's horrible. So a lot of people have claimed that there are apparently repeated allegations of her mistreating her dog. Now, there's a video about this, but I'm going to be careful. I don't want to show you anything messed up.
God. I find this news absolutely heartbreaking because no animal, first of all, no one, no person, no child, and no animal should ever have to be under the hands of someone that will hurt them. And for her to say, she's basically saying, yeah, I know what happened to my dog. She's basically alluding to someone killed my dog. And then what like makes me sick is, well, what do they do? You know, like how, and I don't want to know, but it's just like, what happened to your baby? And I'm sorry, if someone killed my dog, I just feel like I would be shouting it from the freaking rooftops. Like, you know, justice, you know, for my dog, right? Justice. This person hurt my loved one. This person hurt my family. And you don't want to say what happened? Because we'll stand behind you, Chrisean. Oddly enough, that I'll stand behind you on. Who hurt your dog? But you can't, can you? See, Chrisean can't say what happened to her dog because I don't know. Her story sounds a little crazy, right? Somebody came in my house, leave it to God. Your story sounds crazy. And then after what I found online and a few clips from Twitter, formerly known as X, formerly known as Twitter.
I'm going to take it off the screen.
You weren't that nice to that dog. And I wonder if that dog fell underneath the demise of the hands of you.
So she basically is sat in the front seat and has a dog and tosses the dog in the back seat of the car pretty aggressively, to be honest with you. I'm hoping they don't play it twice, but I think I can go back.
So we have a video of Chrisean, and she is doing her antics, okay? Her tomfoolery antics for the cameras, for social media, and she's in the car. She's probably high off many drugs. She's probably drunk, and she is she has her dog in her lap, and she literally throws the dog. I'm talking like chucks it over her shoulder. Do you know you could have hurt that baby? Just like you wouldn't do that with a child, a toddler, a baby. You just chuck it over your shoulder. So, you know, in the backseat of the car. So it's from that right there. And it's crazy how I'm just now seeing this. But from that right there, it's like you never loved that dog because you would never, ever want to hurt a limb on your dog. And you know you would potentially hurt him.
So this would kind of go viral on Reddit. Hang on. Okay, I'm hoping you didn't see that. All right, I don't think you saw that, okay? I won't play you the clip, but this is... I'm not going to show you the clip, but you get the context. So don't forget that dog drowned in the pool. He was probably thirsty trying to drink water, poor little guy. It says, not the likely cause. We know Chrisean was at her most unstable back then. She also shook Junior when he was too loud and wouldn't let her sleep. She holds resentment over him deep down. Now the dog, she hates loud crying. Now the dog, she hates loud crying. She definitely hates loud barking. She yells and flips out a lot, as we've seen in many clips. I believe she got annoyed, was drunk and high. The dog wouldn't stop barking, and then the dog bit her, and she flipped out in an episode of hers, threw the dog in the pool, or straight up choked him to death, then threw him in the pool. We know it's likely true that she ordered a hit on Ronnie. She says, my ex is dead for talking about my son. Other things like that, implying that she thinks she's someone who's not to be messed with, or else she loves gangs. She was fully trying to play Crip when dating Blueface. She's not no gangster. She wants to be so bad. Did you ever hear the story about her burning her niece's foot? I think it was a baby under a year old. I remember someone commented on that in here, or one of these Chrisean subs. Said, the rumor started because if I remember correctly, her relative posted a story accusing and talking bad on Chrisean. It has broad details of the incident. They exposed each other before and fought before. Pretty much Chrisean's whole family, aunts, other generational relatives, Tashiki, Chastity, China, nieces, everyone, toxic environment. They all grew up and it spread to their sons and daughters. Here's an IG post of the niece admitting abuse in the house growing up. Here's a post of Chrisean saying she was SA'd at a young age by her family. We don't need to get into all that, but yeah. Those episodes she had where she's violent, unpredictable. She wrote her name in blood in Blueface's house before stealing his car, episodes crying hysterically like the one where she recently ugly sobbed in the car, or where she smashed a bottle on Blueface's head, all major signs that she'd kill and hurt babies, pets, exes, boyfriend's family. It's psychopath behavior, showing no remorse over Ronnie's death. Instead, she brags about her ex dying and showing no guilt or acceptance that she hurt Junior mentally and physically while he was still in her belly. I also found this screenshot plus another tweet from a different user about the burning toes. So it looks like looks sure are deceiving. By this time she'd already burned her sister's baby's feet, murdered a mother in front of her children, been heavily involved in P work, would soon kill Geronimo Vasquez, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Chrisean has never been pure. But I thought she's on the blade doing Bible studies. They're saying she's got many mental illness diagnoses, I'm sure. She's someone that needs a long-term residency in a mental health facility. She should have never been out of that facility she met Ronnie in. So is that where she met Ronnie? That's crazy. They're saying she might have BPD. It's fucked, to be honest. The whole thing's a mess. Most serial killers hurt animals. There's another video where she's sitting in the studio and the dog walks up to her and she violently pushes him away by the face. We're dealing with this now with someone we know. Yeah, I don't need personal stories. They say she seems possessed. So look, I don't know for sure, all right? This is all allegedly in some people's opinions. But in my opinion, I think she got bodies on bodies. She looks like a demon. I don't ever want to cross paths with Chrisean Rock. I'm running the opposite direction. I never, ever want to be in the presence of this demon. And give me a break, talking about Bible studies. Talking about we was in the street, we were having a prayer circle. Give me a fucking break. Rest in peace to Ronnie, but give me a fucking break. You a liar. You a liar, bro. You lying for this demon. And look where it got you, man. It's so, so sad. So I'll let you guys know if I hear anything else about this situation. Absolutely disgusting stuff. I think her arrest hopefully is imminent. I need to see her off the streets. And, you know what I'm saying? The only interaction I want to have with her is seeing her from the public gallery in the courthouse. So I'll see you guys in the next video. That was insane. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you soon.